As a standalone story and movie, I think Robocop is one of the best. But as a franchise, it's had its problems. Robocop 2 seemed to remove a lot of the humanity from the character, and Robocop 3, well, yeah. And then there were the TV movies, which are best left not mentioned. And Robocop is no stranger to the video game world. But today I'm going to be taking a look at Robocop's latest furore into the video games, Robocop Rogue City.
Drop it, scum!
Now first of all, let's talk about the name, Rogue City. I thought it'd be better off being called Delta City or Robocop, Old Detroit. Now the first thing I want to talk about is the visuals, because they are absolutely stunning. This is running on the Unreal Engine 5 and it just looks absolutely glorious. The lighting, the shading, the mist and smoke effects, fantastic. The way the light moves around Robocop's gun when he's walking around is just great. And the environments are very detailed with their textures, their colours, their decoration like neon lights and graffiti, and they just have that Robocop style about them. Of course, a lot of them are based on actual scenes from the movie, like Metro West, which is Alex Murphy / Robocop's police precinct. You'll see Sergeant Reed there, who actually looks quite like the guy, I think, but it sounds absolutely nothing like him. Wait, what? Best Robocop ever? Well, I suppose there was Robocop 2, who's kind of a failure. So yeah, this counts, it's valid. Win. One issue for the graphics, though, for me, is that the cutscenes are being run through the game engine. So every now and then there's like a split second of character spawning every time the camera angle changes. It's not a big deal, but I just find it a little distracting. Also, I think some of the character animations are a bit basic during the cutscenes. They almost remind me of kind of like PS2, PS3 era. You can see the effort's been put into the graphics, but perhaps not so much on the animations. But it's not a game breaker. There's been the odd glitch, like this one.
You call this a glitch?
Something I do absolutely love about these graphics, though, is when you use the targeting feature and it locks on just like it does in the movies. I think that is fantastic. The music in this game is pretty good as well. I'm not sure if it's an original soundtrack for the game, but it is using the same motifs and it's really good. It's not over the top, it's not in your face, it's just sort of like there in the background backing you up. Obviously, Peter Weller reprises his role as Robocop, and his performance is a bit hit and miss, I will say. And the developers seem to pick and choose when Robocop does and doesn't sound like a robot. Some of his lines sound very wooden, some of them sound very deliberate, but then some of them just hit the spot.
Reinforcements have arrived.
There is lots of action, but I do find it a little bit repetitive so far. I'm not hugely far into the game, I've only played it for a few hours, and I am enjoying it to a certain extent. I just hope it's going to get a lot more interesting, which I think it will, because the game kind of shifted tones once we met the new guy, who's like the main antagonist in the story. Yeah, it sort of shifted gears, went into a completely different tone from that point onwards. Swearing came into it, and the whole feel of the game went a little darker. During the missions you have main objectives, and there are also some side quests you can go on, but I'm going to ignore those for now because I tried to do some of them in the beginning and they were hugely time consuming. They were just things like find a stolen car, find this, find that, solve a murder, which sounds exciting, but I think probably on a second playthrough I'd focus more on them then, whereas now I'm just going to hit the main story missions. When you're traveling through the different environments, you can use items to use as weapons. You can pick up gas bottles, motorbikes, even people, and use them as weapons. Just hurl them across the room. Now, I did go up against Ed 209, and I tell you what, that was a bit of a pain in the arse. That thing is solid, but you've just got to persevere. Throughout the game, you'll earn experience points from solving crimes, picking things up, There's lots of items to pick up, there's evidence to pick up, there's stolen items to pick up. And with these points, what you can do is you can upgrade Robocop's abilities, like to scan things quicker, to open safes, to regenerate faster from junction boxes. You can also upgrade Robocop's gun with this like circuit board system, but you have to be very careful which upgrade you choose because you can suffer penalties. Like you might go for a more rapid fire, but you'll have a smaller clip in the gun. You can also pick up enemy weapons off the ground, lots of machine guns, shotguns, sniper rifles. Sometimes you can pick up landmines and throw them at people. So in that respect, the gameplay is quite versatile. Now, I was a complete idiot because I pre-ordered this game, and I pre-ordered the Alex Murphy edition. And that means you get the base game, you get different versions of the Auto 9 gun, which is Robocop's gun, and you get a couple of extra skins. You get the Robocop 2 skin, where it was a bit more bluer, because in the first one he was quite grey, whereas this one he's blue. And also you get the damaged Robocop skin from the first movie after it's been like mashed up at the end of the film. And this is where I was an idiot. You get a 48 hours early unlock for the game, and I ordered it. Yes, alright, 48 hours early unlock. And what did I do? I went away on holiday, not realising. So I actually didn't get to play it until everybody else had played it, so I'm a little bit behind everybody else. But that's just me, I do silly things like that. I'm not quite fully understanding the hype surrounding this game, but I am enjoying it, and I really hope that it's going to get better. After all, these are only my first impressions of the game, so please tell me in the comments if you've got the game and what you think of it. Hope you've enjoyed this video, take care of yourselves, and be excellent to each other.
It seems there will be trouble.